Bye bye Singapore. Look at that. So this is level 7. Yeah. Hey, finally on the way.
Alright.
Village Hotel Sentosa. Today I'll be going for MD-PhD retreat in Village Hotel Sentosa, Singapore. So let's go.
Nonetheless, it's a real pleasure to be here in my presentation today.
Alright, this is me. Oh, the toilet greeted me. Hi. Put my things down. Okay, so this is the room. Right in front there's a mirror, basin, and a small toilet. No, it's not small, it's quite big. And shower. So generally that's that. We have a short desk, couch, bed, TV, and the window outside. I'll just take out my shoe first. Okay, so let's take a look at the view. So this is level 7. Level 7 is also the highest floor here in the Village Hotel. So actually you can get to see quite a bit. You can see the view. Last time we have lab retreat, we actually had a morning run over at this view. Then I think that's the area they're gonna have dinner, and that is Resort World Sentosa, and that's the view of Singapore. It's pretty nice. So this time round I'm not bunking with anybody else, I'm just sleeping alone, so this whole room's for myself. I wouldn't mind bunking with somebody, that'd be pretty fun. Okay, that's what I have, and I'm appreciative of it. Now I'm dressed in something that's pretty formal, but we're going to go for a yacht tour. Yeah, and for that reason, I'll be changing out to something that more comfortable and reflects the yacht life. So let's change out. All set, going to the yacht now. This is what I'm wearing. I forgot to bring my pants, short pants. All set, ready to go. Yeah. Hey, finally on the way.
Alright.
Moving out. Oh, look at the yacht life. Wow, private. It's exclusive. Oh, look at those yachts.
Yeah. So you were Navy. Air Force. Yeah. You were a pilot, Mark?
So that is the one, you see?
That's why you don't regret joining MD-PhD.
Yeah. No, it's this one. This is the one we're boarding. So we all remove our shoes now. Whoa.
Why are they staying under?
Indoor area.
No, but I'm
We're going to the upper deck. Let's go. Whoa, this upper deck. Woo, look at this. Wow.
It's a delay for them. Okay, alright. So any pertinent information you can relay to the two in the toilet. Okay?
We actually have karaoke system here for anyone that want to sing. And now one of the prof brought mooncakes. So that will be our welcome mooncakes. It is finally moving. Bye 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 Singapore. Oh.
They swim faster.
Oh yeah. Oh, we're going out. We're heading out. Ooh.
So nice.
Yeah. Ouch.
They go away.
Yeah. Okay. Hiding.
150 Marina Melody Bell. Yes, go ahead. Yes, sir.
So that is St. John's Island, and that is the sister's island. Sea Island. Look at that. They're kayaking. So there's actually a lower deck. I didn't know. There's another karaoke machine here. And the toilet. I think the captain's deck. Look at these, man. My friend is singing in the background. So we are back. We're going to dock soon. Now we are docked. Bye bye. What a life, man. Now we're going for dinner. We're here for dinner. Ooh. Oh, this looks super amazing. I'll show you how the night looks like here in Village Hotel Sentosa. So this building is actually the outpost. You can see the building here. This is the outpost. So this is actually pretty exclusive because they only allow like I think adults more than 18 years old to be in this building, and they have an exclusive pub at the top. We actually went there before during the lab retreat. Other than that, over at this side will be the Village Hotel, which spreads all to the back. So this is the Village Hotel. I think the price here is cheaper as compared to Outpost. As less amenities. So when you go into the room, there's no amenities kit, there's no welcome drink or anything, but Outpost have all those. Other things is the facilities at Village really is not as luxurious as Outpost because the bathroom is smaller, the shower area is smaller, the room is generally smaller in the Village as compared to Outpost. Yeah, by the way, today is a full moon, so you can see a full moon at the top. Maybe I'll just take this time to like maybe think about what I went through today. So today I came here to Village Hotel Sentosa for MD-PhD retreat. The department actually gives us money every year for us to organize a retreat annually for the MD-PhD group. So I think this is to strengthen the core of MD-PhD, to foster bonds between the generation, the different batches, and to improve our science because we get to talk about our science and refine each other with our questions and basically teach each other. Contribute resources and time and effort to gel us together so we can go strong together. We probably will be important in the future because we need to trailblaze and maybe pave the path for clinician scientists in the future. I mean, okay, enough about that. So this year is unprecedented because previous years we had not have managed to get overnight hotel stay for MD-PhD. Normally, so when it first started, it was just a half-day thing. So I think when it first started, the group is also much smaller. So there are only a couple of seniors they'll share their research. And because the number is small, we managed to keep it like short and sweet and end in a half-day thing with concluding with a lunch. But subsequently, when the batch grew bigger and bigger, we start to realize that half a day is not enough. So we started to go for a full-day event, to 2-day event, and now eventually to 2-day with hotel stay. So this is unprecedented, and I really have to thank this year's organizing committee for allowing us for this opportunity to be able to stay in the hotel. And of all hotels, we managed to stay in such a good one. I know it because I came here for a retreat and really enjoyed the environment here. Oh yeah, so besides just hotel stay, we also managed to have a yacht trip. And that was first time I took a yacht. I've not done that before. It was really exciting. Yeah, and because we have more time, now each presenter gets around 12 minutes and 3 minutes Q&A. So ample time for us to understand the research, and it's so much for us. So I really appreciate that. Yeah. This year is also very interesting for me because I'm attending as an alumni because I graduated my PhD 3 months ago, three to 4 months ago. So as a postdoc or as a PhD alumni, I don't need to present any oral presentation or poster, and well, let me tell you that I feel so much more relaxed because I don't need to prepare beforehand, print posters. I don't need to stress about my talk, and just fully listen to everyone's talk and absorb and ask questions. So that's something I really, really enjoyed. I mean, but this is a one-off opportunity because I'm very thankful they actually allow me as an alumni to come back. Yeah, I really, really enjoy this opportunity. Yeah, and for that reason, I want to try to enjoy as much as possible from this retreat. So I'm still out here, sitting here, chilling in this environment. Nice environment, looking at the sea at around 11:30 p.m. So I probably should be heading in soon. Oh, this is a decent sized gym. Tomorrow morning I can squeeze in a workout. So I'm back in the room and bathed. Now I'm all clean. Let me continue talking about what I learned from this retreat. So in this retreat, they invited Prof John Sampson, who is a neurosurgeon from Duke University, to come and give us a keynote speech. So Prof John is a very interesting person because he's not just someone that went through our path, done MD, a PhD. He also finished his whole neurosurgical training. For those that are aware, neurosurgery residency is super long. I think it can be up to 7 years or even 9 years from some cases that I heard. So he's interesting not just because he's a surgeon, not just because he's a scientist. If you were to look at his biography, he actually also have an MBA. And because of that, I think he developed a very good financial acumen. So through his scientific journey, he actually managed to his cancer vaccine into the clinical trials, managed to use it to treat patients. So he was also mentioning about a time where he went from one funding to another funding, eventually to getting a $500 million funding from Pfizer. He's not just a scientist, a surgeon, but he also am a businessman. He shared this very interesting insight that I've heard from only some PI that have financial acumen. So he say, so it goes like that. If you want to look at what works, look at the stock price. But I mean, of course, stock price can be like artificially inflated based on false news. It can be brought down by rumors. If you were to look at the success of clinical trial, you can see that with successful clinical trials, the drugs that work, the stock price actually do go up. And for every failed clinical trial, the stock price do come down. So looking at the stock price is one way to know whether something works. And that is a very interesting statement that only people with financial acumen, scientists with financial acumen would understand. And he also mentioned how he recovered from it. We look at the data for his cancer vaccine and notice factors that determines the success or failure of responders to cancer vaccine. So there could be something called liquidation preference. So in the long run, with additional funding, the amount of equity or whatever you get might decrease. So he also mentioned a lot of very good learning points, such as, so he, besides being businessman, he's now currently also chair in various departments, and what he mentioned from what he learned from that is very interesting. So he mentioned that being a chairperson, you're actually also a servant. So that will give you a very good mindset because you would treat everyone with humility. You would do your best as a chair to support the entire department. Those said as something very interesting. Then because he's a chair, he actively look into burnout. There's a very prevalent among doctors and healthcare professionals. He also mentioned that in all things you invest, it's worthwhile investing in people and help people get to where they want to be. And because of that, there will be synergy. that will have mutual benefits. So these are interesting things that he talked about. He finally end off with some quotes from Tony Robbins, who is a motivational speaker. So he said two things, which is first, to figure out what you really want to do. That's the most important thing with your life. And second, to find someone else who has done that and do what they did to be where they are at. In this talk, he also mentioned that he's interested in imaging vaccines, which is something my lab is trying to do. So there's some synergy, and I'm going to talk to him more about this. So following the keynote speech, we have our my MD-PhD juniors share about their research. So in this format, we are given the seniors are given a chance to speak first, followed by the juniors. So it goes according to seniority, and everyone is given around 12 minutes to present their work, and also 3 minutes Q&A. So we have work from various departments like cardiovascular metabolic diseases, health system studies. You have from the neurobehavioral disorders, cancer, stem cell biology, immunology, which is something, and also emerging infectious disease. So there are a lot of different topics being shared at one time, which is a good way of having a breadth of most of the work that's being done in Duke-NUS. I mean, at least among the MD-PhD. So from these, from listening to talks, from asking questions, I actually learned quite a lot. And I'm actually quite glad with their progress, is because as a senior, I've been tracking what they've been doing, and I'm just happy to see a lot of them reaching the final stage, that's thesis defense. So yeah, lots of interesting questions being brought up, lots of learning points. So generally that's the first day of MD-PhD. Tomorrow there will be, after early morning, maybe exercise and breakfast and check out, we will be continuing with the second session of our MD-PhD retreat. So look at this. This is the card, identification card, and behind there's a very cute schedule here. So also want to say that thank you BD for sponsoring this MD-PhD event. So tomorrow, according to the schedule here, we have presentation once again starting at 9:30, then followed by tea break, faculty panel, lunch, and more presentation, and a poster session before having closing address and prizes. There will also be this session that the various PI will form a panel to talk about the journey to them building their lab, and hopefully there's something that we can learn from as someone that is aspiring to be a principal investigator in the future. And with that, I will rest now. So now it's really around like 12:30. There's an early day tomorrow. I will go wake up early and go to the gym for a while before heading for breakfast. So long day ahead. So until then, see you. Good night. Good morning, people. So today I just went up for gym this morning. Just did some cardio, and now I'm heading down for breakfast.
Will be moderated by Dr. Warren Chan. And with this, let's welcome Professor Sampson, Professor Patrick Chan, Professor T.Y. Larky, Associate Professor Nicholas Kowalski, Dr. John Sampson for the panel.
So there's a lot of opportunity.
So that concludes the 2-day, 1-night MD-PhD retreat. So on the second day, besides having more student presentation and poster session, we had a very interesting panel discussion regarding how to set up a lab. So this panel discussion was chaired by actually my friend Walton, currently also a postdoc as well. We had panelists that are PIs having different years of experience and different size of the lab. So it was quite a comprehensive discussion. So maybe at this point, I'll just share some words of wisdom that were shared by the panelists. A bulk of our time was spent talking about how to develop a lab culture. So basically they mentioned that the lab is an extension of the PI, and rightfully so, because PI is the leader that is leading the lab with the support of very important lab members. For example, such as a lab manager that is important to manage the day-to-day operation of the lab, while the PI is the head that is looking for fundings and a direction for the lab. So I mean, for those that went through army, PI will be like the captain, while the lab manager will be like a sergeant major. So like an army company, for it to function well and as a well-oiled machine, you need every part to be functioning, working with each other. So a lab culture is the gel or is a structure that facilitates the efficient movements of parts within the lab. And they also mentioned that the lab is only as good as how it can function together. So meaning if you have a few members or some disruptive element within the lab, that will actually affect the cohesiveness of the lab and how toxic the lab will be. So having that first lab manager will be a crucial thing to success of the lab. So all the PI unanimously said that they have a pretty close relationship with their lab manager, to the point that they can trust them for the day-to-day operation. They can trust them in terms of the people management between the staff. One analogy that was brought up was it's better to have mediocre players but team players as compared to like a team of experts, because they might not be able to work well with each other and that will affect the movement of the lab. So in terms of hiring, one of the suggestions they brought up is to always call the referees, because there are things that referee wouldn't write the recommendation letter, but they would share candidly if you were to call them. So don't be afraid to call the referees. In terms of people management, Prof John Sampson also brought up 3 important words: people, access, and growth. And he said that nowadays, so he have a big team. So in terms of like managing his lab, he only worry about 3 things. It's about building up people, it's about giving access to people, challenging his people to grow. And that's something that he's mainly focused on right now instead of the science work. Because as a manager, you are now overlooking the entire process. So it's not you that's doing the lab work, but actually your staff. And for you to have quality work, you have to develop quality staff. So that's what Prof John Sampson shared. They also mentioned that, I mean, not everyone is destined to be a PI. Prof Patrick Tan actually mentioned this very important term called people principle. So he said that people get promoted to the level of their incompetence. You get promoted to a level that you are unable to move on to the next tier, and that's the level that you will stay in. Improving successful in that particular tier, then you will just move on until you reach your barrier. But I think one of the main things is everyone's management style is different. Some people prefer micromanagement, and because of that, there's only a certain level you can climb, because there's only a certain level that you can still micromanage. Whereas some people are big picture kind of person, so they might be able to handle the distance. To compensate for that, then they have a very different management style to enable the efficiency of the entire organization. And last but not least, as a PI, because you are the leader of the lab, you must always be kept abreast to what is going on out. They also mentioned about maybe just going for conferences or even going for talks or seminars that is not directly pertaining to your topic, so you can broaden your horizon. I think, like for example, this wraps it up, because MD-PhD retreat like these allow us to keep a very broad knowledge regarding the different fields, because the students come from very different signature research program, the panelists, and they also mentioned that they're always looking for the next thing. And right now, our signature research program in Duke-NUS might, in a sense, limit us to our field. So we need to look out of a field and maybe like do collaborative research across SRP to tackle issues such as like aging that is not technically tackled by any individual specific SRP. And I personally also asked Prof John Sampson my question regarding whether MBA equipping you with skills to run a lab efficiently. He mentioned that yes, MBA do provide you skills to manage a big team, but it doesn't really directly give you skills to manage lab. Because a lab can be in different forms and sizes. So the thing is, the only way you can be good and you can learn to be a good leader in a lab is to run a lab and learn from experiences and also learn from your mentors. So that wraps up the entire MD-PhD retreat and my thoughts. If you like this content, please like, share and subscribe. We'll stay tuned for more of such content. I'm also looking forward to asking my friends why they joined MD-PhD, and maybe that will give you more perspective for those prospective students that are interested to get into the MD-PhD program. So that's all for today, and this is MD-PhD signing off.